Travis Wayne Goodsell. The other day, I commented on John Dehlin's video that he did about the miracle of forgiveness and how it needs to be banned. Brought up, no longer sold by Deseret Book, no longer promoted as among the #1 books for Mormons to have for their church library. Before I get to the comment chain of events, there was a Mormon troll who, instead of replying to John Dehlin and his video, these Mormon trolls troll ex-Mormon channels to attack people who comment, who support the ex-Mormon. And so, yes, I have been victimized by one of these Mormon trolls. And because it's on somebody else's channel, I can't ban them for their abuse. And so I have to try to use a different tactic in communication to get them to wake up to what it is that they're doing and that they need to stop. And it becomes tough because they're not in my face. They're on the computer, hiding. Their identity is not known, and they're emboldened to be bullies and abusers because of this. Because there's no law to come after them. Book of Mormon. Notice I'm using the Book of Mormon. In Alma, chapter 30, there's a discussion about Korihor. All Mormons know this. Even all ex-Mormons know about Korihor. He's the big Antichrist. And what pertains to the comment chain is in this statement that Korihor was trying to argue. And whatsoever a man did was no crime. And he talked about, where is it? Sins, frenzied mind, derangement minds, tradition of fathers, led away, no atonement. Okay, but every man fared in this life according to the management of the creature. Therefore, every man prospered according to his genius, and that every man conquered according to his strength. Thus, whatsoever a man did was not a crime. Under that principle, survival of the fittest in whatever fit way is fittest for survival, whether it's by your genius, by your DNA, or by your strength. However it is that you can survive, it's not a crime to survive. You see the argument. Now let's get to the Mormon troll. First I'll read my comment. Now this is John Dehlin's channel, and it wasn't something where I could say, John, Joseph is a translator, your guest is ignoring such and such. So here I support the video, support the ban of Miracle of Forgiveness, as I share my personal experience. The Miracle of Forgiveness taught me all about sins I never even conceived of. Because Benson quoted from it in his solemn assembly in To the Youth of the Noble Birthright, which quotes from Elder Packer that pregnancy is a pernicious evil and an ugly sin, and that Metallica's new release of Master of Puppets was evil for its hard beat and tone. I was given the book to read before my 19-year-old mission. I've identified myself as Mormon, haven't I? Do everybody else see it? I'm sure you all see it, right? I've identified myself as Mormon. I read it through, but I still hear Mormons claim that I was supposed to feel better after reading it, rather than the reality of feeling condemned as pure evil. I don't know about the rest of you, but those Mormons who I've encountered who are supporting and promoting the miracle of forgiveness all say, oh yeah, I felt like crap when I was reading it, but when I got to the end, oh, it was so much better. That's what I'm talking about. If you guys haven't experienced that, okay, I have. It's a physical witness. It's not some spiritual thing. It's a physical witness. Mormons have actually said it. What Kimball was doing was the promotion of idol worship, with the double speak that it is what Jesus Christ wants of us. John Dehlin also talked about that in a different manner of speech. When we all know who loves / delights in idols. Now, I didn't say Lucifer. But all Mormons should know their Book of Mormon and the passage of the devil delights in idols. So, actually it was yesterday, apparently, because 14 hours ago, and then 13 hours ago, as of now, Hasoi Archives, which he doesn't have any videos of his own, but he has playlists. Neurology, gardening, guitar, homestead, mycology, and pickups, golf, Hasoi Archives. That's interesting. Those are black and white videos of some kind. Natural rights, chemistry, sailing, and jam tracks. So, yeah, he has no videos. So he's pretending to claim to be Mormon.
And telling people that they're in the clutches of it.
Typically, they'll shut him off so that I can go to the comments. So I have to go back. Alright. And so he comments an hour later. The Bible teaches the inherent sinful nature of man. Strange that you would pick on the LDS Church or Spencer W. Kimball. Now this is kind of confusing, because if he's Mormon, why is he putting a focus on the Bible rather than the Book of Mormon? And why is he defending the LDS Church and Spencer W. Kimball? Notice he doesn't put W, he just says Spencer Kimball. And it's strange. It almost screams out that it's a Russian troll who's purposely just trying to stir up trouble. And that happens. I've been in many of those situations as well, where I've been able to get them to confess, I can't wait until I go back to my country. America sucks. And so, again, physical witness, not a spiritual feeling. But it's very odd. So this is how I reply. And, 2 people have liked it. Okay. Strange, you would defend the evil of the LDS Church and Spencer W. Kimball, as you clearly did not watch the video. See, because he's making a comment that is already answered by John Dehlin, and so if he has this question, why is he coming to me, not John Dehlin? Again, trolls. They think that they're almighty and powerful because they're hiding behind the computer. This is how I've identified the YouTube employees who are in positions to attack me. They're working for YouTube so they can shut me down and block me and censor me and all this stuff. As I pointed out, they accused me of violating the sex and nudity policy for putting up a thumbnail about YouTube employee cyberbullying with a bishop who was bullying the 12-year-old girl during her testimony. Sex and nudity. The YouTube employees also have access to my IP address, as I had access to other people's IP addresses when I had my website. I, however, don't know how to hack people's computers. YouTube employees apparently know how to hack people's computers. So anyway, he replies within an hour from that. I read Miracle of Forgiveness many decades ago. There is nothing in it that isn't in many other religions. Does anybody know about fallacies? The LDS Church and SWK, I guess he's given a gang name now, are evil by what standard? So I reply, wow, you use a fallacious argument that every religion does it, therefore it is not evil? Wow, the church really messed you up. See, he's defending the church. He's defending Spencer W. Kimball. And I pointed out in my comment the errors, calling pregnancy a pernicious evil and an ugly sin, and that the list of sins, he then says, oh, all religions do it. There's no crime if all religions do it. And so he replies, no, I'm pointing out that your singling out of Mormonism makes you disingenuous. And also, by what standard do you declare good and evil? If you get to declare things are good or evil, you have to let other people do it, including SWK. Peace out, bro. Any Mormon, really. Did you catch that last one? Or did you get distracted by my failed attempt to do some gang sign? I would be exposed as not a gang member and shot and dead right now. He's saying that I have to let other Mormons call them evil. Call the church evil, call SWK evil. He's not catching on, I'm Mormon. He's denying me. He's trying to censor me. He's trying to say that the church and SWK are untouchable. That whatever they do is not a crime. Because by what standard am I judging them? And so I call him a dumbass. I call him a dumbass. I'm not asking him. There's no question. This is an ex-Mormon channel, critical of Mormons. You are the one attacking me rather than the channel creator, which makes you disingenuous. The Constitution of the United States categorizes 3 umbrellas of life, liberty, and property, which the depriving of such from others constitutes crime. Oh, I guess I didn't say I feel that that's correct. And thus evil. The preservation of such constitutes goodness. I told him the standard, the Constitution. But I throw in another one. As a Mormon, unless again you are disingenuous, you should know this from the Book of Mormon, which defines and gives examples of goodness and evil. So again, I also use the standard of the Book of Mormon. You are pathetic for your evil intent to wrongfully accuse me on someone else's channel, sharing my personal experience in Mormonism as a Mormon. Remember, he says, I have to let other Mormons condemn the church. He's trying to get an ad populum argument out of it. That if the majority of Mormons disagree, then therefore the church is evil. Which he knows will never happen. They leave the church. And so here he replies, cool story, if you get to call people evil, you have to let other people call you evil. Really? Is that how it works? Anywhere, anytime. I guess it does. I have to now allow other people to call me evil. Guess where he's getting that false doctrine from? The Bible, which is also in the Book of Mormon. Judge not, lest ye be judged. He misunderstood that. And Mormons know, well, you're supposed to judge righteously. But even in the Bible, you have to keep reading. Because then it gives you examples that yes, you do judge. It's not never judge. You have to have a standard by which to judge, and that standard must be truth, thus come from God. Thus the Constitution and the Book of Mormon, for this Mormon, at least he's claiming to be, he's not saying he's not, he's defending the church, defending Spencer W. Kimball. And then he continues, very simple. Is it? I'm not asking you what the Constitution says about anything. You ask me by what standard I judge evil. But what standard you personally determine if something or someone is evil? There is nothing disingenuous about me at all. I know I'm not, but what are you? This guy is a bully, hiding behind his computer. I wasn't going to reply any further, but he left out the Book of Mormon. You notice that? I'm not asking you what the Book of Mormon says about anything. No, Constitution. Why is he skipping the Book of Mormon? You heard me. You can see the comment. Why isn't he bringing up the Book of Mormon? Huh. And so this will be my reply. Strange how you cannot comprehend the English language to know that the answer to your question about what standard do I use to judge evil is the Constitution and the Book of Mormon. Take care of this program. Strange how you did not bring up the Book of Mormon, just the Constitution. For as a Mormon, you would know that not only does the Book of Mormon give a standard for judging evil, but also talks about Korihor, who it doesn't recognize the spelling for Korihor. Who claims that whatsoever we do in life is not a crime. And here you are trying to argue the LDS Church and I'll put it in quotes, SWK. We were trying to argue the LDS Church and SWK are not able to be judged by any standard other than an ad populum fallacy that a majority of Mormons condemn their own church and prophets. Technically, the number of ex-Mormons outweighs the number of Mormons if you include inactive Mormons as ex-Mormons. And so, thus, the ad populum fallacy he's trying to argue actually has already been implemented and the church is false. But knowing you can't use that as an argument, I won't use it. But just to let him know, well, just to let you guys know, I could use it as a hypothetical example, I guess. But yeah, once you know truth, you know you cannot use fallacy. Because when you use fallacy knowingly, you all of a sudden betray truth. So, alright, let me read over this again to see if I need to make any edits. Strange how you cannot comprehend the English language to know that the answer to your question about what standard do I use to judge evil is the Constitution and the Book of Mormon. Strange how you did not bring up the Book of Mormon, just the Constitution. For as a Mormon, you would know that not only does the Book of Mormon give a standard for judging evil, but also talks about Korihor, who claims that whatsoever we do in life is not a crime. And here you are trying to argue the LDS Church and SWK are not able to be judged by any standard other than an ad populum fallacy that a majority of Mormons condemn their own church and prophets. So, alrighty, just to keep you updated. It's just the ignorance of Mormons, the hate, the stupidity. I mean, this guy thinks he's clever, thinks he's all wise, that he hearkens not unto the counsel of Again, another passage from the Book of Mormon. When they think they are wise, so yeah, I answered his question and he's in denial. No, you're not. You're not answering it. You haven't answered it. No, it doesn't matter. The Book of Mormon isn't the judge. Really, you're a Mormon? Are you sure you're a Mormon? Are you sure you're not a Russian troll? He already threw out the Bible as more prominent than him. And so that's why I suspect he's not Mormon. This, as I don't put, disingenuous. He never confesses he's Mormon. He never confesses he's not Mormon. He just says, there is nothing disingenuous about me at all. I will expose it if he continues. He will continue, guarantee. And so if he then comes out like somebody others have done, they say, I never said I was Mormon. And then I go, gotcha, you're a Russian troll. Can't wait to go back to my own country, man. This sucks here in America. There are sleeper cells here in America. I've caught them. I told you about the woman at my grocery store who purposely comes to the area where I'm at, and it is out of the way, but why does she need to go out of the way where I'm there? She didn't get out of the way, did she? And she's speaking Russian on the phone. I don't get it. But definitely needs to be a Senator McCarthy purge of America from all Russians. We're under attack by Russia. And I know it was horrible what he did, because he was trying to resurrect a neo-Nazi thing against Democrats. That's what he was doing. He was calling Democrats communists. And so he went after Hollywood celebrities with his blacklist and all that. But we need it now. We're at war. We cannot have the enemy running around telling people, hey, Trump won the election by a landslide. It's the deep state Dems who are from outer space, and they're lizards, and they're pedophile Satanists. Don't wear your mask. You'll be injected with mercury and other poisons in the vaccine, and the earth is flat. and there is nothing wrong with smoking, and there's nothing wrong with the combustion engine. The combustion engine is the greatest tool ever. It's not obsolete for over 100 years now. And etc., etc., etc. And so, yeah, But I did find it interesting that Fox News, during all this alien conspiracy stuff, they're the ones that first reported about UFOs to distract from the real news that's going on about Trump destroying America. And I saw liberal media picking up on that too. Guys, do you not know about QAnon and the lizard alien conspiracy? So yeah, Alright. I mean, the government already released those classified documents. They were actual spacecraft that we created and we're testing. That's all it is. They just can't tell people because our enemies will know that we've got a super weapon that can be used against them. So it has to remain classified. So yeah, this is the abuse I'm having to deal with by Mormons. I mean, this guy, he's hiding behind a computer. But I have Mormons in my life who are doing very similar tactics. And because it's a face-to-face thing here, yeah, they abandon me. They shun me. Whereas if it were on the computer, yeah, they would attack, just like this bleepity bleep bleep did. So, the joys of being Mormon.